Hello everyone, I'm back. Today I am going to discuss some more about the Victor Reader Stream 3. I've actually been trying to figure out what other videos to cover besides the Victor Reader Stream 3, but considering the fact that I just want to talk a little bit about it and notice the things that have, been different. I also want to add something to my talking product section because apparently I got what will be 79 videos in that segment or section. So I want to go ahead and acknowledge that and try to improve it more. So let's get started with the Victor Reader Stream 3 and let's talk about the power off. More a little bit about the power off and all of that. So I'm going to go ahead and power this device on so that way I can go into detail about the battery life versus that. And last time I checked it, it was at 57%. I know for a fact with the new version, you can do over 8 hours of recording if you have it on a certain setting, which it does not tell you what your setting is. It tells you this. So let's go ahead and let's give it a warm power on. I'm trying to get it.
Generic 261 notes. Volume 19. Volume 20. Volume 20.
So let me stop this for a second. I was trying to play hurry up the last time, so more details about the power off options on the Victor Reader Stream 3. Now, so I recorded one time up to 10 hours and 24 minutes. Now, originally, when we set this down, you could originally do 8 hours, right? So you could originally do 8 hours. With this update, they made it to where you can record up to 24 hours and it puts you on a certain recording. So I've used up 6 out of, more than that. I have at least over 6 gigabytes of recording left. So a little bit over 6 gigs. But I'm not going to play for you the whole info. But anyways, I will.
Bookshelf, Notes SD card. Internal space available, 9.52 gigabytes. SD card, available space, 6.23 gigabytes. Battery powered, 55%. Generic, 261 notes.
I pressed cancel to shut it up. Now, 57%, 55%. We're going to go ahead, turn this back down to volume 10 because it showed you how to adjust everything.
Volume 10. Shutting down. Please wait.
this is kind of like a short little video. I am bored, so that's why I thought, I haven't made a YouTube video in a while, so I want to keep everything updated. I know these are like little tiny videos. I'm waiting for something major to happen, so I said I was going to put out videos instead of keeping everybody waiting on suspense. I was going to try to figure out what videos to cover, what videos to do, and I figured, well, I guess I'll do this. So here we go. So when I put this on the setting the other day, it was called Power Off. Options, I put it on. It's like a version of hibernation or sleep. And I'm trying to remember what they called it. But I put it on suspend. It's kind of funny how you draw a blank and then you hear it in your mind and it says suspend. You know, and you're like, oh yeah, that's what it is. So it's kind of helpful just thinking about what it says and then all that good stuff. So, my honest opinion is it draws more power than it saves, which isn't good because you turn it off or you put it in sleep mode and you got everything loaded and you're like, okay, I don't want to wait, I'm going to go ahead and press and hold it, power it on, wake it back up. Now, all of that is good in the long run, but it uses more battery life than you'd care to admit. So, what I did the other day was I said, okay, well, I'm not using it. All this extra battery is okay, but it lasts you 4 days on this mode. And I've let it die on purpose to see how long it takes to charge. I'm not even going to guess that it takes less than 3 hours. It might take about 3 hours with their little charger that they're using, and it's no bigger than your regular iPhone charger. It's about the size of a 12 watt to 20 watt charger. And it regulates the charging, I suppose, and it just charges at a normal speed. I could take a 45 watt charger, which has USB-C at the end of it, and literally plug that sucker up and have it charged within an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And I'm not sure how many milliamp hour battery it is. That's not important. All you need to know is it'll last you 15 hours, but there's multiple factors to how long the battery will last before you need to plug it in. The one thing that I really like about the Victor Reader Stream 3, and I'm going to talk about the difference between the Victor Reader Stream 3, the Victor Reader Stream 2, and the Victor Reader Stream. Let's start with the Victor Reader Stream first. So, I got the product back in 2013, and it had this nice little Velcro case to it, you know. And I was able to use it while it was in its case, and it had the original voice as the VA1 and standard digital talking book player. For those who have the Victor Stratus 4M, 12M, Victor Reader Classic, Victor Vibe Wave, and the Victor Reader Stream NLS Digital Talking Book Player. For you guys that have them and whatever else has that voice, I don't know, but I listed all that and the Victor Reader Stream 2. They done away with the Victor Reader Stream 3 having that voice because they wanted, I think, to give you more options other than TTS, Ryan, and Heather. So, and then they had the main welcome to Victor Reader. I still don't know what the name of that voice is. It sounds very, very clear. And I'm kind of jealous because I wish I could get that on my phone. Seriously. I wish I could get that on my iOS device. And if that thing can be a voiceover, between that and Alex, yeah. Nostalgia. Sorry, Alex. For the voiceover voice. Now, I mainly used the voiceover voice with Alex between my iPhone 6 Plus, 2 7s, a 10R, 12 Pro, 13 Pro, 14 Pro, and the 15. Also got it on my iPad and Apple Watch. So I had also experienced and experimented with the Apple TV 4K, which was unreasonably at over $200 and should have saved my money when I could have. Damn. So, with that being said, it was kind of fun. Now my statement would be, they need to bring that voice on other devices because quite honestly, that's the voice that I've grown up with since 2010 and I feel like it's more understandable. So will they do away with the voice? I don't know. But let's also bring about the weather radio because they had different voices that is now stripped down to one voice, and they should bring all the other voices back because it's a lot more better. But anyways, what I want to get at is with the Victor Reader Stream first generation, the battery didn't last that long. So I should have kept my SD cards instead of erasing recordings. I've made so many recordings on that during the school year that I have got it down to 1 kilobyte and I've recorded different stuff on it. Used to record 8 hours every time I would go to the beach or something. I would always record my weather radio, and late at night I would record it too. Different talking clocks, I would record that as well, and the cycle just repeated itself and repeated itself and repeated itself until eventually it was like, all right, let's go. On the other hand, I was ready. I was ready to take on the adventure and be who I want to be. So when it comes down to what I want to do, such as experiment with the, talking stuff and all of that, I should have kept the recordings. I think when my SD card is filled up, probably get a plastic bag, put my SD cards in a Ziploc bag, and buy another SD card and keep the other one for memory, okay? So have them somewhere safe and not have to worry about losing them. And I might, want to go back and be like, okay, this is when I worked out, this is when I was just being random, all of that kind of good stuff. So my honest thing about this is, yes, those are good. It's way better than using your phone for recordings. Although some people are like, just open the Voice and Memos app. What the hell would you need to buy a Victor Reader Stream for? Well, what if I don't want to use the Voice Memos app? What if I, have, fill my storage up? I'm going to have to sit here and delete all of those recordings, right? So I'd rather have an SD card and a Victor Reader Stream 3 to do it with. I didn't even care about what Victor Reader Stream to get. I just wanted the newest model because technically my Victor Reader Stream 2 had exploded on me. So here's the whole gig, right? So when we're talking about the battery, they've improved the battery level in so many ways. I'm not sure what it did for the Victor Reader Stratus 4M, 12M, and all those other M's. I'm not sure what it did for the Victor Vibe and the Victor Classic and the Victor Vibe Wave. I'm not sure what it did for those. What I know is the Victor Reader Stream first generation, it would say battery powered, battery level high. Then a friend of mine came in knowing a little bit about the Victor Reader Stream 3. Shout out to Skylar Jarvis Media, y'all. He came in, he showed me something really interesting. This is why I think we both get along with being tech nerds. He pressed and held the confirm button and it said 3.58, 3 hours and 58 minutes. So it was saying battery powered, battery level medium 3.58. And I was like, what does that mean? He said 3 hours and 58 minutes. I said, what the heck? So we were just, sharing that and everything. So then the Victor Reader Stream first generation, it would say battery powered, battery level high, battery powered, battery level medium, battery powered, battery level low, battery powered, battery level very low, and then it would go doo-doo-doo, battery level very low. And I wish I had that on recording to show you guys. I almost ordered a Victor Reader Stream 2 on eBay about 6 months ago, and I decided against it because I have more important stuff to do. So I decided against it. But at the other end of the token, I just miss that voice. It's the only thing, it brings back nostalgia to me like it does with everybody else with different things. And I just wish that you can get that voice back. Whatever that voice's name is, they should at least include that in an option. I gladly take that over, all these other text-to-speech voices any day of the week. However, as I look at it, I'm like, hey, it's a nice change of pace. It's really good. And it's always good to try out something different. You're not going to get that same thing forever, so you might as well enjoy what you got while you still have it, because this world changes a lot. So, but the next thing they did was when they went and they did the first Victor Reader Stream, they had a charger that resembled a micro USB. Or not micro, but it has something to do with, it's like your headphone jack, except it's got like a little pull like a sensor, and you put it inside this hole and it charges your device. I'm not sure what kind of charger that is called, to be exact, but I do know that it resembles a headphone jack in a way, but it's a little shorter, either that or just designed to fit in a charging hole. So then you had a Victor Reader Stream 2, the Victor Reader Stream 2nd generation, which has the same voice on it, but it had a silicone case that came with it, and all of that kind of stuff. So the first generation had a very broken version of TTS Samantha and distorted Tom, so they were both distorted until they replaced it with Ryan and Heather. So that was a great thing, I guess, but at the end of the token, it brought a whole new meaning to Wi-Fi, and that was it. So you could download your stuff, you couldn't use Bluetooth and all of that kind of good gravy, but at the end of the token, it's like, all right, cool. So then here came the Victor Reader Stream 2. I've gotten 2 of these devices. One I won at a Braille challenge, and that was back in 2016. And I got it about a month later. It quit working, so I did the natural thing, busted it over my knee, and ended up having to get another one. So when I got another one, that one lasted me from 2018. Something tells me it was probably from 2017, but whatever. So from 2018 all the way to 2023, and when that happened, it was just time to get another one. So I would sit here and worry about, okay, how charged is this thing? Because the battery kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And one day I had it turned off, and I came back home last year and it felt like I was holding a TV remote, and it felt like it transformed into a kickstand. I had somebody help me look at it, and the battery exploded, corroded all into the internals and stuff like that. I said they can't make these batteries anymore. So I turned around months later and got a Victor Reader Stream 3. I did some research on the Victor Reader Stream 3 by listening to another YouTuber's YouTube channel, and he did a video on the Victor Reader Stream 3 walking through how to set it up, and my first thought was, wait a minute, the voices are different, but I didn't care at that point. I said, yes, I don't need it. I would like to have it. And at first I said, yeah, I need it, because I really did at the time. So after I got it, I've been enjoying it and I've been recording with it. So there's a story behind that. But both the Victor Reader Stream 2 and 3 have updated battery life. And my honest thing is, they have updated volumes as well. So the first generation, if we could take a little gander back, had volumes of 1 through 10. The Victor Reader Stream 2 had volumes 1 through 15. And the Victor Reader Stream 3 has volumes 1 through 20, as you could hear. So improved volume, improved battery life, Bluetooth connectivity, Wi-Fi connectivity, and you can actually download stuff like you were able to before, which is good. So I just wanted to share that, and I wanted to make the video a little bit longer than necessary. But y'all take care, and I'll try to be back with another video if I can think of any.